All right. So that was Jo Compete. And today's podcast, this is podcast number 122, I believe, season 3 of the True Nation Talks podcast with me, your boy KB. So tonight we're going to be talking about, how you get them is how you lose them, right? And it's a reference to an old saying where, um, if you get a girl through cheating, she will do the same to you. Now, is that 100% true? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Number two, is there some validity to it? Yes, there is. Because if a girl cheats, if you get a girl, right, and she had a boyfriend and she cheats on her boyfriend for you, she has the capability of doing it. She has the capability of cheating, right? Because we know that I'd prefer to be with a high quality woman, right? A high quality woman. These are the very rare females who just don't have that capability of cheating at all. Like, these are the females who don't have that capability of just doing it at all. These are those kind of females. Like, you have some females that just straight up, when they're in a relationship, they're just hardwired this way where they only have eyes for that one guy. There are some females that are hardwired this way, right? Where they only have eyes for one guy, and when they're in a relationship, they absolutely do not cheat, and they are just so morally stuck on that whole concept of a relationship that they will rather break up with you before they actually cheat. So yes, you have some females that are like that, and you have some females who just won't do it. They just won't do it. And they're just not capable of it. Now, on the other hand, you have a second group of females that are just horrible, right? They will cheat. They will be in a good situation and cheat. And not just a good situation, like actually if you're gaming her, but let's say if she get an opportunity for a baller, she gets an opportunity for a guy that has lots of money and she has to secure the bag. Those females will cheat on you even though you're gaming her well. Now, you have another category of females who will be with a guy and he will do lots of things wrong. They will do lots of things wrong. And subsequently, as a result of that, because this man doesn't understand proper relationship dynamics and he's not subscribed to Patreon and he's not subscribed to the podcast and he doesn't study and he doesn't know a lick about being in a relationship, his girl may leave him and his girl may cheat on him. And see, where the problem lies when it comes to cheating, guys don't understand women. They don't. They don't. And guys think that once you're in a relationship, it's black and white. Oh, I like this girl. She likes me. She's fire. We have sex. I'm in love. This is the one, and that's it. And they think once you get in a relationship, they fall into the societal norms of happy wife, happy life, or that's my lady. I have to treat her like a princess. I have to treat her like a queen. I have to give her way. I have to spoil her, right? I have to give into the double standards that women have the advantage in, right? I have to support her even though she has it easy and she's still complaining, right? Because, of course, women in America, they have luxurious problems. They have the most freedom of any place in the world, but still have the nerve to complain. But let's keep it on topic. So, the first group of women, right? You have women that are high quality, usually women that have a moral compass, maybe women that just will not cheat, women that would just rather break up with you before they even step out because it goes back to maybe how they were raised. They just don't have that in them. Very rarely, but you will find some women that are just naturally like that. They just cannot cheat and they will not cheat because that is not a part of who they are. These are called the high quality women. These are the women who, uh, if you're with them, they will say, "Oh, well, if you cheat, if they don't really love you that much, they're not going to take the time and the energy to go and cheat back. They will simply just leave you. They're going to leave you and they're just not going to put up with it. And they're going to be like, you know what? I can't do this. This is not what I signed up for. This is not what I expected. I'm done." Right? These are the women that won't cheat. Right? And obviously, what tonight's topic is, if you make a girl cheat, she will cheat on you when you get in a relationship with her. But you'll never get that high quality woman because she's not going to cheat to begin with. So you're never going to get that kind of girl anyway, right? Because you can't get that girl to cheat. These girls are just loyal. At most, maybe they may entertain a conversation, which is still a bit of a red flag. But at most, they may entertain a conversation. But when they know you have bad intentions, they'll cut it off. The top tier ones, the top tier high quality women, they're not going to even respond. They're going to be undelivered, right? And then we move on to the second batch, right? The second batch who they may genuinely like you. They may genuinely be crazy about you. I don't know about necessarily in love, but they're faced with extreme circumstances, exceptional circumstances. Like how you see those gold digger pranks, or you see those loyalty tests videos where a girl's in a relationship and she's faced with the ultimate. And usually there's a correlation, but with low quality women with that too. But there's a correlation, and you'll see where they're faced with, they think that they're dating a millionaire, and this guy's, he wants them, he's hitting on her, he's trying to get at her, he's trying to take on a date, facing her with situations where her hypergamy can't even be suppressed. She's seeing this as an opportunity, and she doesn't necessarily cheat, but she offers to, okay, let's go on a date, let's see what he's talking about, right? But guys have unrealistic expectations of relationships. They're like, oh my God, you're a whore, you cheat, this and that and the third, right? You have that second group. She will compromise, but for very extreme situations. Otherwise, she won't. Now, the women who actually cheat, let's talk about that. The women who actually cheat, given the opportunity. And you don't necessarily have to hit her with any extreme situations. And this is where you're going to understand where, if you have a woman like this, she will cheat depending on her man. Now, this all started because I had a guy on TikTok. I made a video and I was answering a question to one of my Patreon members because I make videos for those guys. And he basically was asking me, so I was talking to this girl and she has a boyfriend, but I was wondering, how can I keep her interest while she has a boyfriend? And we've been speaking for some weeks. And I did a video on it. But the long story short is, one of the guys on TikTok in the comment was like, if you make her cheat, she will cheat on you. And it goes back to that saying, how you get them is how you lose them. Now, I think on a basic level of understanding when it comes to relationship dynamics, most people would deem this to be true. But when you're in the matrix and you're fucking Neo in the matrix like me, you understand there's levels to understanding a fucking relationship when it comes to shit like that. Now, let's get into it. I speak to guys every day. I speak to a lot of guys every day, and the guys who get cheated on usually brought it on themselves some way, somehow. Not only did they bring it on themselves some way, somehow, they had an idea, or they probably knew that it was going to happen, or they knew that it was happening, and they still decided to stay, right? Guys who usually get cheated on usually don't set any type of boundaries in their relationship. Guys who get cheated on usually are beta. Guys who get cheated on usually lack masculinity. Guys who get cheated on tolerate all different types of disrespect. Guys who get cheated on do not know how to polarize their relationship. Guys who get cheated on don't have any type of standards when it comes to their relationship. Maybe 2 or 3 podcasts ago, I talked about why married women are cheating. Why? Because guys fall into the common narrative of fucking society where they say, okay, well, happy wife, happy life. My woman runs the show. Oh, I don't know. I got to call my girl and ask her for permission to hang out. Oh, I don't know, guys. Let me just tell my girl that I'm going out. And if she's cool with it, then I'll stay out longer. You are not playing the position of a man. When God made man and woman, this is not what he had intended. This is not, especially if you're a religious person, right? If you practice any of the Abrahamic religions, you would know that God says in Quran and Bible, summarize it up, man is supposed to lead woman. You're supposed to submit to your husband. Simple. Now, if you have the creator of the universe and everything in existence telling you this, that's divine information. So when you go against it and you put women in charge and running your relationship, what happens? It will be destroyed. Now, you can say that sounds misogynistic. You can say that sounds sexist, whatever the fuck ever. I didn't make this world. I didn't make the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game, baby. And ultimately, you're going to have to take that up with God, not me, because I didn't make these rules. But I know them. But I know them, right? So when you have a female and she's trying to run a relationship, because now you have these new age women talking about, oh, why can't I run a relationship? Why can't a woman run a relationship? And guys, they don't understand the difference between a feminine woman and a masculine woman. So they're dealing with these masculine ass women, right? They're dealing with these masculine ass women, and then these masculine ass women come and running the show. But it's very funny because it usually goes hand in hand. You are what you attract. Usually masculine women, they usually attract what kind of men? Feminine men. Because only a feminized man, or a man that's not overly masculine, is going to deal with a woman that is telling him what to do, disrespecting him, talking to him crazy. Even motherfuckers who don't have the best game, but they have a certain level of masculinity, they're not going to allow you to, who the fuck is you talking to? They're not going to allow that certain type of disrespect. You're not going to be talking to me like that. I don't care who it is. I don't care if everything was going perfect and she disrespected me one time and said, I don't want to talk to you no more. Bye. Because I know long term, I would never be able to tolerate that. And not because I'm trying to be an alpha. This is how I was raised. I grew up in a religious home. And I think, biologically, I just have lots of testosterone, right? So with that being said, you have a lot of guys who may be in this situation. And the podcast that I did not too long ago, and we talked about why women are cheating, because they're trying to run their relationship, right? So when you put a woman in this position and she's taking charge of her relationship, she's telling her man what to do. She's telling her man, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. Oh, don't do this. Who are you talking? Don't disrespect me. Oh, her man does something she doesn't like. She goes across his head. She might hit him. She might slap him, chastise him, emasculating him, straight disrespecting him, right? And when that starts to happen, you don't have a balance in your relationship. You don't have that yin and yang perfect balance in your relationship of feminine and masculine. She's a feminine woman, but she's behaving masculine because you're taking a feminine position, allowing disrespect. And one of the biggest mistakes is the first time you get disrespected, you don't set any boundaries. So now she's in this position, and not only will she not understand sometimes what's wrong, because a lot of women don't even understand that this is the shit that's turning them off. So they'll be in a relationship, oh, he's staying loyal, he's not cheating, this and that third. But what will happen is she'll start to resent that man. She'll start to resent him, she'll start to hate him and not like him. And obviously, clearly, her attraction is for him is plummeting. So they might have been in a situation where at first they were in love, and then next you know it dissipates and just starts to fade away. Then she starts to resent him because he doesn't even stand up for himself. He doesn't have enough strength to stand up for himself. And another big mistake guys make, she goes and cheats and then you forgive her. How can you don't even have enough strength to leave her after she did the ultimate disrespect? And you think she's not going to cheat on you again? Because some women will stay in a situation because circumstantially this guy's making more money than her, he's taking care of her. She probably doesn't even have a pot to piss in. She has no leg to stand on her own. So they might stay in a situation until maybe they can find a way out. This is why most women initiate divorces, right? So when you have a situation like this and a woman cheats on a man, right? Because he doesn't know how to run his relationship, and then she gets with the next guy who is the polar opposite. And this is a real thing. When women are more attracted to men, when they know how to say no, when they're not beta, when they're alpha, they know how to run their relationship, they set boundaries, they don't stand for disrespect, and they naturally lead their relationship. Not only she's going to be biologically, she's going to be more wet for this man, she's going to be more turned on for this man than that other guy. So she may never cheat on this man because he's not making the same mistakes that the last one was making. And she cheated. She probably cheated on this man because she so desired that alpha, that guy who's dominant, a dominus, like in the bedroom too, right? She desired it so much, and now she's finally getting it. So when she finally gets it, because she wasn't receiving it in her last relationship, she's saying, "Oh my God, this is all I dreamed for. This is what I want." Now she's convinced herself that this is her dream man because she didn't get it for so long, and she might have tolerated and put it up with the last guy for years. Right? And then some women stay stuck in this relationship because they feel as if he's the breadwinner, he's doing all this stuff, he's making money, and maybe they may have kids, so they may stay in a situation. So, and then even more, you may have a situation where a guy may start off good. He may not be have the most alpha, quote unquote, alpha mentality, right? But he may be betatized over time. The betatization is something that females, it's like they live for it. I remember listening to Patrice O'Neal. He's like, it's like a woman's job to make you a bitch, like to break you down, to make you soft over time. To make you soft over time. And it's a slow process. It starts slow, right? It starts slow, and slowly you start to give in. Like, oh, she's complaining about things. Before you were strong and said, no, I'm not doing it. No, I don't care. I'm liking pictures on Instagram. It's not for compromise. She does it and does it and does it. And eventually you give in. Oh, that's one thing. Oh, he's showing weakness. Let's see what else I can get away with. And then you end up at the point where that last guy was, who didn't stick up for himself because you weren't conscious of it. You didn't stay sharp in your relationship, and you weren't aware of this even being a thing. You weren't even aware that this element of the relationship even existed. Right? So these guys can be put in that situation too. So then she'll get with the next guy and knows that, okay, well, he has the same qualities, same alpha qualities, but somewhere along the line, the last guy went wrong. And maybe the next guy, he won't go wrong. Maybe he's aware of female hypergamy. Maybe he's aware of female nature. And hypergamy just isn't always choosing up on money. It's choosing up on attitude, personality, showing strength. I truly believe inherently women don't desire weak men. Inherently, they are attracted to strong men, people with strong genes, not necessarily always physical, but the mentality may portray that you have a strong mind and strong genes. And that's the kind of guy that she wants to replicate with, because you can pass those genes on, and the chances of survival and reproduction are a lot more practical versus a weak man. So here you have two situations where a man a girl with one man may cheat because his dynamics were off. He was doing a lot of things that that turned her off. He was doing a lot of things that, that ultimately, resulted in her cheating. Now, of course, if she cheats, she has to take accountability. But what I'm telling you is a little more advanced. I'm telling you how to avoid it, because women are never going to take accountability. It's just something they don't know how to do. They don't know how to take accountability. And I think this is, and if you do find a woman that can take accountability, it's very rare. But most women don't take accountability. So they're going to blame it on you either way. And as a man, you should have been running your relationship. That's divine principles right there. You should need to be running your relationship. I talked about this before. It's in Quran, it's in the Bible. All the Abrahamic religions preach that. And even if you're not even religious, statistically, scientifically, men should lead. Men have been leading since the beginning of time. So, with that being said, you have to take accountability for this. You have to understand relationship dynamics, and you have to understand and be cautious of this element of a woman's nature. So yeah, if she cheats, yeah, that's her fault. And most guys are gonna say, "Oh, she's a cheater. She cheated on the last guy. She'll cheat on me too." Yeah, there's some truth to it. But on a deeper level, when you have a deeper level of understanding, you know how to avoid it. Yeah, it's true. Some guys with money, they may act beta. They might do certain things, and their woman might never leave them. But they have a totally different variable. They have money. These guys are rich. And a lot of the time, some guys with money have higher status. Say if they're famous, they get a lot of attention. They have a lot of clout. They know, and the lady knows women want them. So these guys have a lot to fall back on that she won't leave them for. So it's a totally different variable. Maybe he has fame. Maybe he's the best in his line of work. Maybe he's the best in his sport. Maybe he's the best football player, one of the best on a winning team. Even if he's just an NBA player, those guys have status out the ass. Girls love taller men. They love men with money. So he has a lot of things in his favor. So he can afford to, mess up. He can afford to fuck up a little more. But if you don't have any of that, your game has to be tight. Your game has to be sharp. Your game has to be on point. So until you reach a different level of status, until you reach a certain level of clout where you can fall back on these things, you could be a little lax with your game, and I still say don't do it. But now you understand. If a woman cheats on one guy, will she cheat on the next? Not necessarily. If you get her through cheating, right? If you obtain this woman from taking her from another man, will you leave? Okay, so say you don't leave. Will she leave? Maybe not. Now, karma can come into play, and you can believe this or not, but I'm going to tell you, karma only works when you feel guilt. It's the truth. It's the absolute truth. Karma only works when you feel guilt. Now, karma isn't just the act of doing one bad thing and another bad thing comes around to get you. Karma is simply a universal law of what you get in, you put in. You have good karma. Say if I work hard for millions and then one day I'm a millionaire, that's my karma because I put in that work. It's karma talk from a different perspective. But karma doesn't work when you don't feel guilt. And as a perfect example, look at people who do all types of dirt in the world and live a perfect life and die of old age and live a wonderful life. I mean, you can't beat it in the afterlife, when you die, when you're given your destination and you meet the creator, you're going to have to pay for that shit then, but you can escape karma in this world. So if that girl doesn't feel bad for it, she doesn't feel guilty for it, she's escaped karma. Right? You got to understand this shit. She's escaped karma. So then it's like, and of course she's going to escape it because you got to think about it from a woman's perspective. They don't take accountability. She's more like, oh, that's his fault. He was being this way. So yeah, I had to do what I had to do. Moving on. Then she moves on, doesn't feel bad for it. She meets her new man who she feels that she wanted and needed, who's more alpha, and then she doesn't want to cheat on him. See, yeah, he was just a bozo. I don't cheat on him. I don't want to cheat on him. She's beat karma. Karma only comes when you feel guilt. But no, you're going to have to answer for everything one day, right? And that's why you gotta have that balance of the religiosity and not. But anyway, guys, that answers your question. If you make a girl cheat on her man, will she will cheat on you? How you get him, how you lose him? Not 100% true. In most cases, yeah. In most cases, for your average person, an average level of understanding, but you don't see it all the time. It doesn't apply to every case and situation. And here's the reason why. This is premium shit, man. Y'all ain't gonna see this shit nowhere else. I'm the best at this shit, man. Anyway, let's end this podcast off. Season 3, 2022, episode 122. I'm out of here, guys. And make sure you subscribe to Patreon for exclusive game. We're now rolling out the Dark game, the Dark series. Hit the link in the bio. Buy your fisherman glasses today at fishermancentral.com. Hit the link in the bio and message me on Instagram for booking private consultations or text an assistant. Link in the bio. And I'm out of here, guys. Thank you for your support. Tune in tomorrow. I will be back.